This week on The Real Housewives of Orange County.
So you're being. You need to grow up.
No,
you need to pay your bills. You need to figure out how to take care of yourself and your children. And it is not your ex-husband's responsibility. And it is not your boyfriend's responsibility. I am so upset.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to. We're going to be talking about the second episode of season 18 of The Real Housewives of Orange County. This was an episode packed full of stuff, so let's get right into it. So we start this episode finishing off Heather's party. Shannon had just confronted Alexis about the lawsuit, and Alexis quickly throws it in her face that, she has her ex-boyfriend now. It's kind of weird. Tamra seems to be really good friends with Alexis now, which Shannon was pretty hurt, by the way, that whenever Alexis and John announced their relationship on Instagram, Tamra not only liked the photo, but she also put some clapping emojis. So a few conversations are happening at the party. So Jenn is telling some of the ladies about her current housing situation. She's going through a law, but she's going to be moving in with Ryan. Now, Gina is being ridiculous in my opinion. She says that Jenn getting evicted from the house, that's ruining her business. I don't know how I feel about that. But eventually Jenn does go up to Gina and says, let's talk. We should have a talk pretty soon. Not here, but soon. Alexis is somewhere still talking about John and Shannon. Now, she's talking so loud that Shannon can literally hear her from across the room. Shannon says, we can hear you. We can lower our voices. And then Alexis resorts to dumb comebacks. You're older than me. You can be my mom. Ugh. So then they sit for dinner, or listen, you would think that the money that Heather has, she would have had some money to buy some steak, some bread, some mashed potato and gravy. I don't know. She literally had pieces of food that were smaller than the size of a quarter of a coin. So all of the women had written questions on pieces of paper, and Heather had this big thing where they put all the questions and then they blow them up, and then you get into the box and you get the question, and then you get out there and answer it. Now Alexis, her question was about what are her intentions in her friendships. She then says, I want me and Shannon to have no animosity. Say what now? You literally were calling this lady old 30 seconds ago. That's weird. Tamra got a question, and her answer was shade towards Shannon. Tamra is so unnecessary, I'm telling y'all right now. Then Alexis, when she sits back to the table, she starts telling the ladies all about her ring that John gave her, and if they're going to get married, and if they love each other, and all the sex that they're having. Obviously, no person would like to sit there and hear that about the person they just broke up with not too long ago. So Shannon gets up and walks away just for a second. And then Tamra, the rat, goes following her really quickly. And instead of trying to say something nice or good, nope. Tamra says, you've been talking about my back, behind my back. You said I had a big ego. And then Shannon says, yes, I did say that the Three Amiga tour had to always be centered around you. But then Tamra starts insulting Shannon as well and says to her, you're not a good person. So then they go back. So that was it for the party. The next day, Gina is showing a house to some customers. Listen, I wish her the best in real estate. I would not want her as an agent. I don't know. Something about her just seems so goofy. After the customers leave, Gina then FaceTimes Emily, and they begin to badmouth Jenn. Gina says that Jenn made her lose $50,000 because she had to get a cash buyer and an agent would bring her that, but she got it for Jenn, so the deal fell apart. All of that stuff having to do with Jenn not being able to pay the rent. And Emily says, Jenn has ruined your reputation, and Emily was being rude. Jenn isn't gonna be able to live anywhere in OC, she said. That. Coming from Emily, that was a little weird. But next up, Shannon, Jenn, and the newbie Katie go work out. Now, Shannon looks great. I forgot to say that in the last week's episode, but she does. Now, Jenn had mentioned how John seems to be smiling a lot more with Alexis in the pictures that they've seen. Shannon says that it's because he got his teeth fixed. So, we're getting to know Katie more, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she might be the first Asian housewife on OC. Am I correct about that? Let me know in the comments. So, she is all about the golfing world. She's a great golfer, and she's a reporter. She has a degree in journalism, and her husband is all about golfing as well. She mentions how when she was at Sutton Strack's birthday party, she met Heather Dubrow, and she said hi to her, but Heather didn't say hi back. Shannon says that she doesn't know where she stands with Heather. Listen, if I could talk to Shannon, I would say, Shannon, don't trust dirty Heather Dubrow. She has come after you so many times. But then Jen mentions that she needs to meet up with Gina. And Jen says that, she rented the house. She got evicted because she couldn't pay the rent. Jen didn't know that she wasn't going to be able to pay the rent, And Jen is a little bothered that Gina is going around talking about her business to others, i.e. Emily. But you guys, when Katie asks Jen, what does Ryan do? Because, that's where Jen is moving in with now. Jen is like, oh, real estate development. But he has no office. He's always sitting in the sunshine. Now, that's a red flag. All right, next scene is a home scene of Katie with her husband and daughter. She's in an interracial marriage. She herself is adopted. So when she was a baby, she was adopted by a white family. And she talks about those differences that she had. She always felt, a little out of place. Her daughter, though, is very in touch with her Korean roots, which I love that. She has 3 kids in total, 2 from her first marriage and 1 with her current husband, 2 boys and 1 girl. It was a very sweet scene, just getting to know them a little bit more. And yeah, next up, Emily, Shannon, and Gina go practice playing football because Emily is planning to do a flag football game. So they're there to practice. And then after that, Gina and Emily, listen, they're definitely Team Shannon. Emily did invite Alexis to the game, but the reason that Gina and Emily are so Team Shannon is because they've been there. They have witnessed how horrible John Jensen has been. Shannon then breaks into tears talking about her situation. She even apologizes to Gina for not being as supportive to Gina as she should have when she got her DUI, and Gina appreciated that for sure. Again, all these tears from Shannon show me that there is some remorse there. Next scene is Tamra and Eddie. They go to this restaurant and they talk about Big Bear because apparently her husband wants to move there now, and Tamra says that it'll be fun living in both places. Then she starts to tell him that she has so much anger at this party. Her anger is because Shannon is still drinking, and then she starts to cry. Now, why are you crying, Tamra? If she cared so much about Shannon, she wouldn't have called her a bad person the other day. They also touch on Jen. Apparently the situation is bad, so bad that Jen said that if things don't get better, her only option will be to move back to Oklahoma. Tamra says that, listen, she's been there with Jen, where Jen is right now, but she needs to get to work. So then we see Jen at Ryan's house, and wow, Ryan's house is nice. It's big and nice. Her parents come over, all the kids are there, they're settling in. They're very thankful for Ryan, and it was so sad. Jen starts to cry and thanks, but also apologizes at the same time to her dad for helping her out so much, because her being 40-something and her parents still helping her, she's very, very grateful and a little guilty, but very, very grateful. So then Shannon and Heather meet up. So Heather thanks her for going to the party, and she admits that some of the conversations at the party were inappropriate. Shannon pretty much says that it's a little upsetting and kind of hurtful to see everyone inviting Alexis to all these events. Then Heather asks Shannon, listen, is it true? I have a question for you. Is it true that you said to Tamra before the reunion, let's take Heather down? Shannon says, no, I didn't say that. I was angry at you. And Heather says, well, you shouldn't have been angry. You shouldn't have been mad because I was always keeping the things about your relationship secret. I never told them. Shannon says, yes, but Tamra was the one telling me that you were the one talking about my relationship. So Shannon is done with Tamra. Heather, though, says that all she wants is a friendship with trust. So they agree on that, and they say, let's just play it day by day. So they're good. Then Emily, Gina, and Katie go to this nice restaurant by the beach. They're catching up, and then Katie tells the girls about her chat with Jen the other day. How now she's living with Ryan, and that she is a little concerned that Emily knows this. And you guys, I don't know what the hell is going on with Gina, but especially Emily, they're being so mean. They say, that's not what she needs to be worrying about. She needs to be worrying about how she's going to pay her bills. Her car is probably going to be gone soon, so she better enjoy it. And Gina even goes as far as to say, if Jen comes from my career, I will F her up. Girl, bye. I can't take Gina seriously. So the last scene of the episode is Gina and Jen at a coffee shop. Gina didn't even order for Jen. That's how shady she was being. So, they get there. Gina asks, so what's going on with you? And Jen says, well, I wanted to know, what the F did I do to you? Do you really think that I moved into this house and I was thinking, let me mess up deals for Gina? Gina says, well, I don't think you think at all. When you sign a contract, you have to follow it. You have to pay your rent. This is my new career. And Jen says, yeah, well, about that, you should be a little bit more professional and don't go running your mouth about my business to others. And Gina says, you burn me. You need to grow up, pay your bills, know how to take care of your kids. It's not your ex-husband or new boyfriend's responsibility to do so. Whoa. Jen was taken aback by that statement, as was I. And I'm sure a lot of people were too. Gina was pretty much screaming at this little coffee shop. She says, you're getting your hair done. If you don't have money, then go teach more yoga classes. So Gina, whatever her name is throwing all these things at her. And Jen is trying to respond and defend herself. But as she's doing so, she's like, I'm not going to do this with you. And gets up and leaves and walks away. And as she's leaving, she keeps talking about take care of your kids. And that was the end of the episode. Now, let me say this. First and foremost, I understand Gina needs to take care of her career seriously, and she can be upset that Jen did something that made her look bad. Listen, business is business. It's like your livelihood. That's how you earn your money. So I understand that. However, the things and the way she was talking to Jen is unacceptable. No dumb blonde that got a DUI and CPS almost took her kids and she threw her boyfriend down the stairs and she has always been a hot mess on this show gets to tell someone else to take care of their kids. Especially because Gina, listen, get off your high horse, Gina, because you ain't even got that much money either anyway, okay? Living in the casita. So that was the end of the episode. Again, Gina was the way she was talking was towards the end of the episode was disgusting. But you guys let me know what y'all thought. What did y'all think about this episode and about Gina and Jen going at it? So you guys please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one.